everybody, Amy White with Worthy Written Words, and today we're going to be in Ezekiel chapter 36, and we're going to put 2 coats of clear gesso on this page to prep it. I've got a piece of scrap paper behind the page to help me with anything that I don't want getting on the pages underneath. So we're going to do 1 thin coat of clear gesso, and then we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to do a 2nd coat of clear gesso. And the reason we're doing 2 coats is because we're going to be lifting up the medium that we're using, and so we're going to be like scrubbing our page with a baby wipe, and without the 2nd coat it will lift the ink off the page. So we want to protect that ink and keep it on there. Once both coats are on and it's dry, we're going to add some washi tape and cover up verse 26. And this is to protect it so that what we do on top of it, when we are done, we can take the washi tape off and it will be white underneath and it'll kind of pop off the page that way. So this is washi tape that we're going to be throwing away. It can be any washi tape that you have. It doesn't have to be anything special. I'm also taping a piece of scrap paper on the opposite side to protect that page from getting any unwanted media on it. Now, using our red cherry gelato, we're going to apply this just like it's lipstick or a crayon, and it does not need to be perfect by any means. We're going to take the bottom half of the entire page and just fill it in very roughly, as you can see that I'm doing. Then put that one away, and we're going to next get out the lavender one, and we're going to split this top half in half, and we're going to roughly color this in with the lavender and then put it away. And then with the top 1/4 that's remaining, we're going to use our passion fruit and we're going to color that in. And now we're going to use our finger and we're going to start smudging this together. It's going to be a little bit time consuming and it's going to make your finger really dark, but it's totally worth it. You can do it with a baby wipe, but then it won't be as saturated. It'll be a lot lighter of a color, and we want this to be bright and pop off the page. So we're just going to use our finger, and then as we get to the next step, the next section, we're going to just blend those 2 together a little bit with our finger so that they blend seamlessly together, and we don't want it to be a straight line of color in between. So make sure you just keep blending and keep blending. And another thing to notice is I'm going in the same direction the whole time. I'm going up and down with my finger, and I'm not going in circles or side to side, and that's going to give it more of a cohesive look. And then if you need to, you can always add some more after, like if you don't have enough pigment in one area, like I'm going to add some more right here. You can do that too. Add some more and then just blend it in. Now we're going to get a baby wipe and we're going to wrap it around our index finger and then tuck the rest of it inside the palm of our hand. And then using the stencil of hearts, we're going to place the stencil over the right side of the page. And then using the baby wipe, we're going to go over the hearts holes of the stencil and just lift that color up off the page. You may need to adjust the baby wipe from time to time. And also the stencil is going to need to be moved. Now you can see I lifted up color where I didn't want to because the baby wipe was hanging out. And that's okay. I'm going to just go back over with the gelato and then I'll blend it back in. Now I'm going to put the stencil back on, except I'm going to be lowering it so that it's just continuing the pattern lower on the page since it doesn't fill up the whole length of the page. And it doesn't have to be perfect, so I just set it up so that the spacing would be approximately the same. And then I'm going to go through and add a couple hearts where I feel like it needs to be further out on the page. And remember to keep that baby wipe tucked into the palm of your hand, whatever you're not using on your finger. And then another thing that I do after I add these hearts, like another set of them going down the page, is I am putting some at the top, very top, and some at the very bottom that are only half of the hearts, so that it looks like it's a continuous pattern that flows off the page in both directions. Setting that aside, we're going to paint our wooden heart, and we're going to put a paint on it that's gray metallic looking, and it's going to have some sugar in it, and so it's going to have a textured appearance. So we're going to paint the heart, the top and the sides of this with this gray paint. And we're going to dry this and then put on a second coat of the same paint and then dry it again. And then we're going to add some flecks of white and brown, and that's going to give it a stony look to it. And the way that you do that to get the white and the brown is you just water it down a little bit, and then you're going to tap it onto your wood heart using a paintbrush. And if you feel like you don't like how it looks with the speckles on it, you can paint over it again with the gray and try it again until you like it. Now we're going to remove the washi tape. And if you're peeling the washi tape up and it starts to rip your page, then stop peeling and take it from the opposite side and peel it off from that direction. Now using a black glaze pen from Sakura, we're going to fill in some of these hearts. And I'm choosing to do the majority of them in the footnotes and in the margin at the top so that I'm not covering up any words. And I'm also going to outline the verse using this pen. To make one of the hearts, we're going to take one of the pink pipe cleaners and we're going to fold it in on itself really small because this is going to be the center of our heart. And then we're going to fold up from the bottom and then twist it and turn it over the other side of our finger. So when you're done, it's going to look like you have the letter M. And I encourage you to stop this part of the video and watch it as many times as you need to until that makes sense. Have this M shape, then you're going to fold it up onto itself and you're going to just repeat going around this heart over and over and over again until you run out of pipe cleaner. originally I drew lines hanging down with my black glaze pen, and I hated them and they were crooked and I did not like it at all. And so that's where the twine came in, where I was trying to figure out how to cover up my mistake. So you may love the black marker or the black pen as opposed to the twine. But what I did is I covered these up with some twine and then I hot glued the hearts on top of that. So get your hot glue gun heating up. So you're gonna hot glue gun the two pieces of twine, and you can see I have one piece that's short and one piece that's longer. And the one that's longer goes all the way down to where the red starts. And then after you have those glued on, then we're gonna glue the hearts on top of the twine. Now we're going to add some hot glue to this, and be careful because when I did this, I accidentally touched the hot glue and I dropped this and it landed hot glue down right in the middle of my page. So be careful with this part when you go to add it to your page. Now we're going to add the clear sticker to the bottom of this, and it's going to be set between hearts so that it's not overlapping anything. And then we're going to finish it with adding the washi tape on the top, and then 3 red hearts that we do with different sizes. The littlest heart I did by folding it over on each side only once, so it's as small as you can get. And then the medium one, I went around it a couple times, and then the biggest one, I went around it with whatever I had left, which was just like the original pink one that we did. And then I just hot glued them to the top here, overlapping each other.